There we are.
Hey,
Station. I don't know what happened. I got the wrong brand up or something. I got everything. Everything's going haywire. Station, everybody. Welcome to Ink and Insights. This is going to be our holiday hangout. Happy New Year's. Happy Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody had a great holiday season. Thank y'all for coming in. Whether it's live or on the rewind, this is our weekly. It's going to be our bi-weekly, I guess, tonight. Comic book breakdown show where we talk about what we love from Marvel, DC, Image, and the indies. Highlighting some books that you may be familiar with and other ones that you may not. So, again, hope everybody had a happy holiday season. I'm so glad to have a couple of the homies with me tonight, as well as my glorious co-host. Let's say what up to him first. E, how are you doing tonight, bro? Good to see you. How was your holiday season, man?
It was interesting. We made the best out of a weird situation. But man, it turned out really good. Like me, the wife, and the kid, we all hung out last night, played a lot of board games, played a lot of card games and stuff. I made it till midnight. Like I was telling you guys, not a second later than midnight. I was passed the heck out. But dude, yeah, it was a good holiday season, man. Just a lot of time with the family and good times.
Well, yeah, good to hear it. Good to hear it. As always, like I said, I'm joined by two of my closest homies, man. First off, none other than the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best of 2024 videos out there. Y'all got to check it out. Putting out so much great content on a weekly basis. My bro Nick from Comic Culture. Nick, how you doing tonight, brother?
What's going on, man? Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Yeah, how was the holidays for you, bro?
It was really good. We hosted Christmas, and so the in-laws came in with our nephews and stuff like that. So we got to hang out with them, and it was really good. We ate a lot of food and everything. It was great. And then today, I just literally like 20 minutes ago, I just got done. Me and my wife do a New Year's Day tradition of watching Lord of the Rings, like the extended versions, all 3 movies. So we started at like 8:30 in the morning, and we just finished like 15 minutes ago. So I am like been laying on the couch all day. So I'm a little stiff, but I'm glad to be here with you guys.
That's amazing, dude. Thank you for joining us.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's an amazing tradition. How long has that been going on?
It started accidentally like years ago, and then we just kind of kept it going. Wow. So I mean, it probably at least 5 years or so. It's a pretty good way to like kick off the new year to watch a movie like that. You know what I mean? It's so epic and full of hope and everything.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's a good way to ring it's a great recalibration for
sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And of course, man, we had to bring him in. We're going to talk about some Spider-Man tonight with him. I'm so excited for that. My brother Herm, Big Herm, Station bro. Thank you for coming through and joining us, man. How you doing? How was your holiday?
Station. First of all, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year, brother.
Merry Christmas. My holiday was awesome. I got to spend it with the family, like always. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Like anytime you get to spend time with the family, always cherish it. All the other stuff that goes on throughout the year that we don't want to talk about right now. It's a new year, but I'm just glad I'm able to be here with you guys. I tried to do the Blame Favor show a couple of times, and unfortunately, I worked the next day. And I try to take those naps, and then my wife can't even wake me up. So that's how tired I am. Yeah. But tonight I'm off tomorrow, and tonight she tried to trick me. It's like, "Oh, come take a nap." And kind of like, no, I got to do a show tonight. I told him I'll be there. It's a new year. You know what I mean? I can't miss it tonight. So, thanks for having me always. I'm just so grateful to always be here with you guys. Even though when I'm not doing a show with you guys, I love watching you guys. You guys do some great stuff. I know I get on you guys, but it's out of love. So
I feel like by you guys you mean Eric and his love of Paul. So why don't we?
I was gonna say no. Lord knows I
just go ahead and address the love.
Yeah, we know who you're talking to. Yeah.
Wait till I get to Cali, Eric. Wait till I get over there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
It's gonna take it all back now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming through, bro, and thank you for watching us on the rewind, man. That absolutely means a lot. So
I try to watch as much of it as I can. Unfortunately, I can't watch anybody else because we have a whole group of people that are awesome.
Yeah, man. You only got enough time in the day. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean?
We appreciate whatever minutes you can give us, and thank you for coming through tonight, man. It's so great to see you. Before we get into our comics, we're going to start a couple weeks back, but before we do that, I want to say what up to the chat and show some love to them. We got, as always, our boy Rogue Station. Happy New Year, bro! So good to see you. Mother in the manga, what up? Engine Sheena in the house. Station ladies, hope y'all are well. So good to see y'all. Christina, as always, Christina Station. Happy New Year's. Hope you had a great holiday. Yeah, who else? We got our bro, Bobby Daylight Ghetto, Bobby Station.
Hardcore Station.
Good to see you, man. Brother Joe in the house. Station.
Brother Joe.
Bro. And we got, Chris.
Oh,
what
look at
up,
this.
man? Let's go. It's good to see him back out there, man. Chris, we miss you. It's so great to see you making content again, man. Always love hearing what you have to say on these books going out, dude. I'm all in with you, man. I'm all in with you. I'm glad DC brought you back out, bro, because they brought me back out big time. So good to see it, man. Hell yeah. Thank all y'all for coming through. Hope everybody had a great holiday season and a happy new year. Thank y'all for joining us. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. We're not really gonna do slides tonight. I thought I'd maybe share the screen a little bit and yeah, I don't know. We're going to be going over our comics from 12/18 and 12/25. Christmas and the week before. I thought we'd start out. It was a solid week, especially the 18th. Right, the 18th had so many bangers, so many of the best books of the month that we, some of which we mentioned on the monthly comic review with Robbie already. But yeah, man, it was just a epic couple of weeks. This is the 18th here. Ultimate Spider-Man, Absolute Batman #3 dropped. Wonder Woman 16, of course. The Great Detective Chimp issue, which we'll get to. New Gods, Batman and Robin. So yeah, I thought we would start it off with some Ultimate Spider-Man talk. I'm so happy to have Herm here finally. Yeah, man, let's talk about it, bro. What were your thoughts? First of all, Herm, I love the Christmas issue, right? Like that was to me the icing on the cake through the whole thing. The conversation with Mary Jane's sister and all that was wonderful, but just the fact that it was Christmas themed, this Chiquetto cover, it's an instant classic. This reminds me of the old Wizard magazines. You know what I mean?
Good call. Yes,
right.
McFarlane.
The McFarlane.
Just such an instantly classic image. Herm, just tell me your overall thoughts on this series and the issue, bro, because this was a banger to me and such a game changer, especially at the end.
Oh man. Okay, so this obviously you guys gonna know this is my favorite ongoing of the year for me. You know what I mean? It's not it happens a lot that Spider-Man has everybody. Jonathan Hickman has everybody talking about Spider-Man again because that other series nobody wants to talk about. You know what I mean? I knew I'd do a show on the Amazing Spider-Man and now everybody's loving it. So to have something that a majority of the people is loving, I'm joyful. Not only that, we get a marriage that actually is working, a couple of kids in here.
Right.
We don't get Aunt May, but we get an Uncle Ben that has a bromance with JJ. You know what I mean? And then of course we have a villain brewing in Harry Osborn, who's married to Gwen Stacy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to give away everything, but I'm loving the full series because it gives you like a modern day type series Jonathan Hickman is doing, plus old school Stan Lee and Ramita Sr. type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like he put some of that into this, and that's the vibe I'm getting with this run. There's probably other series you probably can compare it to, but that's what I compare it to. The Ramita Sr. run with Lee is my favorite run out of all the runs so far. Like doing the rereads and stuff like that. So the fact that you get Hickman is channeling that in here, with of course a little bit of the '90s love in there. You know what I mean? So I just loving it. The relationship with Peter Parker and his daughter. You know what I mean? Of course you're gonna see that, and she's the first one to find out who he is. The Spider-Man type thing. Him actually learning how to be Spider-Man as an adult, which is like it could be a little more painful. He has the healing factors and all that, but still a little more painful. A little trying to figure stuff out with the
super
family.
sloppy. Yeah,
it's just it's exciting. He Jonathan Hickman was able to take something that has been something that has been done before, but twisted in a way that it's still new. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what else. I don't want to. I know you guys have good things to say about it too, but that's the reason why it's my favorite. It has all that, and of course, the Harry Osborn thing is very interesting. How all that happened.
so you think Harry's going to break bad, or you think he's going to stay good? Because I've been impressed at like the way this series has towed the line, though. You think he's still going bad?
I think he's got that. Every once in a while, he'll put that little attitude in there when they talk and stuff like that. And whether it's I keep saying his name on Checo, or you guys say it better than me, but yeah, that guy. But hey, listen, it took me a while to get Tynan name right, so it's gonna take me a while to get that guy's name right. So I just think his facial expressions and all that, and how he does everything, like you can feel the characters when he draws them, and then anybody who else draws it has been doing pretty good too. But that guy Marco's the best, bro. He's awesome in it. So there was a point I was going there, but I went off the tracks. But you already know, with him and Hickman together doing that kind of, what was the question you asked me? I don't even remember.
Harry, if you think Harry's going to break bad.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna either get jealous, but because he's looking like he will kill, and Peter's not that kind of guy. So you already know that's gonna be the thing to break it. And then of course he's got the Gwen Stacy. He's married to Gwen Stacy. So I want to know how she, her character goes. If she's gonna go with him, or is it going to be like more like she's in the good side, or it's going to be like Dumb 2 versus Mary Jane and Peter Parker? So there's so much they can do with it.
It's been so beautiful how they like how Gwen is his wife, and then you have Mary Jane, and then you have the relationship between all four of them, right? Like they all have these pre-existing relationships, and like, there'll be those issues where Mary Jane pops up on Peter. Oh, I had a conversation with Gwen. Or vice versa, and like I love the way that all breaks down. But yeah, man,
I like that. I'm sorry. That
go ahead.
Gwen and Harry, they're more like they have a little bit more money, so they're a little more stuck up kind of way, kind of thing. And he kind of threw that in there. You see it if you really reread them all. You can see all that, So I love it.
Yeah, man. So it feels good to you to finally get this relationship and this happy family after years and years, after these wizard contests where you could name the baby and then they ripped that away. I mean, they've put the carrot on that stick for how many times and retracted it. So that the part to me is like, it's a little insidious and macabre, but like I'm just waiting for the foot to drop, right? And like for all this to be taken away from him in the most horrific, like Peter Parker fashion. So
it's just gonna hit the fan eventually. It's gonna happen. Jonathan Hickman is great at it. He loves. I love how he's taking his time, even though it's monthly. It's not, but I like the bi-weekly. But I understand, like a lot of people would rather have it monthly. And I like how he's taking his time to tell you that story. He's not rushing you or nothing like that. But it's looking like after this issue, it's looking like it's starting to, kick it a whole nother level on there.
Because they rocked you to sleep for most of this issue, and then the ending was like,
he's like, wait, Hickman's great at that though. That's what he does. But I look, this was an old school type issue right there. Like I always compare it to Pastor Archie and stuff like that. You get that. And then the superheroes thrown in there, you know what I'm saying? So, like you were saying earlier, the whole conversation, and then JJ with the given the gift that he gave him, the book and stuff. You read the book, and the son, Peter's son. I keep forgetting his name. Which one? He named him Richard.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I love that whole thing, man. It's like when I read that, I got really excited at the end. So, I don't want to blow everything. So,
No, it's okay.
If you're not reading this, man, you got to read this, man.
Yeah, people have that time.
Yeah.
But Nick, I'll throw it to you, man. How did you feel about this issue? And yeah, just like the story up to this point.
Yeah, I like this issue a lot. It was tied into the holiday season, and it was tied in a way that didn't bog it down. And this is one of those only series that can have a talking head issue, and it doesn't really bother me because like the topics are always so fun. And like we said before, Hickman's like riding that edge of that blade, or you know what I mean, where like at any moment it could go in any direction and get real dangerous really quick. And like you said, we're waiting for that shoe to drop, right? We're waiting for that thing to like happen and be that tragic moment that kind of changes the character forever in this Ultimate Universe. And we keep getting these little teases. It's kind of like old school Saga in a way. You know, you're reading these cool interactions with these cool characters or in these dangerous positions and stuff, and then something terrible happens, but it's not like the ultimate terrible thing that we've been waiting for. So they're doing a good job of kind of teasing us a little bit. And like I said, a lot of comics, I really hate talking head types of issues, but we've had several in this one, but they're just really interesting, and they're keeping my attention for sure.
It's building up. Hickman's
it is.
That's what it is.
Well, we probably had about 2 or 3 different times where it could have gotten bad really, really quick. A few issues ago, Harry confronted Uncle Ben and Jameson, right? Like at the front door of their apartment or whatever it was, or their office. And you thought things were going to go south really quickly, but they ended up not, you know, so that was kind of cool. I thought it was a great series. It reminded me of Rocket Feathers, where it was a great tie into the holiday season, but it had a little bit of a message, and it, you know, pushed the story forward a little bit. So, you know, it's like old school. It's like Robbie Swamp Thing. We had a tie-in for the movie Suicide Squad, but they handled it perfectly too. Like it's the same kind of thing happening here in this last issue of Ultimate. So yeah, really, really liking that one. Herm, you read that Rom one, right? That Swamp Thing from Rom.
Yeah.
All timer.
Of course I read that.
Of course you read it. Yeah, it was a good issue though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, how about you, bro?
Yeah, I loved it. This is another great installment of Ultimate Spider-Man, and like, I mean, you guys have all like really pointed out a lot of great things. It's like every issue is like a building block to this series that's making it even more and more enriching. So where when you get those talking head issues, it's not something that bogs it down. It's something that like builds out that world and makes it so much more, I don't know, enlightening, more exciting. I'll use the example that Nick was talking about when Harry confronts, you know, Ben and JJ. You know, a couple issues back, though, I love that twist, that turn of the tables that they do on there, where it turns into a little betting game between Ben and JJ. You know, like, yep, he was going to say that. I knew he was going to do that.
So
and Harry's just getting so frustrated over the entire thing. This issue, all of the things you guys said, absolutely correct. The thing that really stood out to me, though, is that Gail, Mary Jane's sister, is straight up Nick Lowe in a mask right now. She's just like, you were never meant to be with Peter. You guys shouldn't be together. You need to stay apart from one another. I was just like, whoa, this feels so meta right now, and I'm loving it. So it was
and to track that what you just said, it's like she went over there because her life was a mess, and to see how her sister's life's a mess,
could be.
She was right and she was wrong. You know,
imagine that.
Wow. Maybe we've been reading too many Chip Zdarsky books to maybe we're thinking everything's meta nowadays. I don't know.
maybe I'm
or
right.
You're 100% right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Has she popped up in past Spider-Man books, Gail Herm? Is she like a established character, or was she new? Oh, okay.
I've never seen her, so
okay.
Unless I'm wrong, I've never seen her. So
no, I trust you.
Somebody pull the Marvel Wiki up. Check it out.
I was gonna say, let's go get these things slabbed. We might have a first appearance on issue number 12 here.
Maybe. That's a good question. Like, I've never seen her, so I was like,
snarky sister-in-law.
I don't think the mom's been around in the past neither, so that's new to me. I guess.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, and it was an extraordinarily Peter light issue too. Not even just Peter, but like Spider-Man. Like he was barely in the issue, and I didn't take notice right up until the very end, where we get our jaw-dropping moment where it's like, oh crap, things are about to happen real quickly.
Like he talks to him a few times. MJ talks to him a few times, but he doesn't really say anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like
very
and it's like I love the ending because it's the type of ending where you go back and look at all the previous like interactions you had with everybody. You're like, what was this guy up to the whole time?
Yeah, but in the moment it makes sense because it's all the hullabaloo of hosting a a holiday party, right? You're like you're in the kitchen constantly, you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're hosting. So
your messed up sister is here, your pain in the ass mom is here. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the holidays.
And like any good thriller, you got those missed calls from Gwen in the background, right? Like there's constantly happening.
Oh yeah,
Gwen keeps calling, right? Oh, I haven't got back to her yet. And then when she finally does, like shit hits the fan.
Yeah,
it was the daughter, right? He gave the phone to the daughter. The daughter, call it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Moving on, gentlemen. Absolute Batman #3 came out. Definitely a big twist in this one. Bruce is at the end of it thinking about taking a deal from Sionis and the Black Skulls. Again, Dragotta on the artwork. I think we got Walta coming up next for our one-shot year one-ish issue type of deal. I think before Dragotta returns on 5, and we keep up with it. Of course, we got the payoff with at the beginning with the truck breaking down into the faster vehicle and all that. Like I love that. Love every element of that. I love like Alfred hopping on the gun and helping out. And what are your all thoughts on the vehicle? Is it too big for you? Does it work for you? It's fine for me, man. It's Miller-esque. I love the way it transforms. I don't have any complaints. How do y'all feel? It's absolute Batman. We've established that ridiculousness is part of the course here. That's not necessarily true with some of these other absolute books, but it is, for Batman. Batman's the state fair. He is funnel cakes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what absolute Batman is. So
it's deep fried Twinkies.
Exactly, bro.
It's just shit you can't ignore every time you go. You just. Yeah.
How do y'all feel about the vehicle? Is it OD for you? Like, is it too much? Does it work?
Well, I'll jump. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. The way it's drawn, it's like huge, and he's like very little. I was like, I don't think that fits in the street. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like a giant dump. Yeah. It's a giant dump truck or something, like a modified construction vehicle, right? Isn't that what it was?
I mean, that could be a 6-lane highway, though. We don't know.
It's like 10 times bigger than Christian Bale's Batmobile. You know what I mean?
It's very Mad Max-ish. I love that about it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's a comic book. It's supposed to be silly. It's supposed to be bombastic. Like it's supposed to deliver something that we're not going to be able to get in any other medium, right? Like if we could get this in a movie, I don't want it. I want it in a comic, right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like falling from space and using your whatever thrusters to ease your landing, kind of like that.
Sure, yeah. Like I mean,
dude, I ate that shit up, so I'm all for that. Yeah.
Like make it silly.
I bought it too. He was like, I contacted Ryan North and got him to help me out on the calculations. I remember Chip discussing that in an interview. I was like, that works for me.
Yeah,
but then
it worked for me.
Man, hopes were so high then. Oh, what happened? God, fail-safe things were so good, dude. I was like, man, this is amazing. Jorge's killing it. This is Zurin R's back, and then it just, I don't know. It was. I gotta say, it was depressing to hear Robbie talk about it this morning. Like, I guess we're on the penultimate issue, and just where he's at with it is kind of where I feel, and it's, it's. I don't know. It's sad, dude. I had such high hopes. It seems to be everybody's kryptonite. I don't know what it is with Batman, but. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Not much to be said there. I don't know. Absolute Batman #3 though. Anything else y'all wanted to add? What did y'all think about the Enigma encounter and Sionis being working? I mean, great Dragotta artwork. There's a lot of exposition in this one though. A lot of setup for the story moving forward. I would say they try to pack it a lot more in with issue 3 than they did with the previous two, but
I like his relationship with the Rogues Gallery. They're all like buddies of his, and he's going and playing poker with. I think that's pretty cool, right? And so, in this one, you get a little bit more of that, and that's like the most intriguing part of the entire Absolute Batman run so far. Like, I could care less about his gadgets or his cars or his axe or Alfred or this new whatever society he's facing. it's like I think it's kind of cool. Like that's the biggest twist in this whole universe, in this whole absolute Batman run so far, is the fact that all of his rogues galleries are his buddies. They're like college buddies that he's been hanging out with forever. Like that's the most important part. But we don't really get a whole lot of that, and it's gonna be kind of cool to see how they become allies, or maybe they. I don't know if they're anything more than like street thugs, right? Or like just random dudes hanging out. Like I don't think they're villains or like heroes of any kind, right? They're just kind of buddies that hang out and help them. Like
some of
information them, sometimes.
Some of them seem a little bit closer to the criminal life, like Ozzy, than others. You know what I mean? But like, they all seem to be.
Yeah, and Edward, he's definitely seems like he's connected somehow with technology. Obviously,
there's a couple you like think twice about, though. You know, I feel like, of course. I don't know.
Like and Harvey, I think he had mentioned like he's not district attorney, but he's doing something law related as well. So right,
Harvey's in he's involved with like lower city council or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We got a wrestling match too. You know, you got a little wrestling match in there for Brother Joe. You know what I mean? And the guy taps out, and he looks like he still killed him.
Yeah, I was gonna say that escalates real quick.
He doesn't respect the tap out, man. I don't know. He seems like a villain. He seems like a villain to me.
For sure. How'd y'all feel about the ending though? Like the Batman thinking about taking the bribe. How'd that sit with y'all?
It's got to be a fake, right?
Right.
I mean, like he's got to just be doing it just to get closer to whoever's offering it to him and like figure that out. You know what I mean? Like there's no again, otherwise it would go completely against character, and it can't be that on the surface is what I'm trying to say.
I'm really glad that you said it goes against character, because that's the exact reason why I think that this issue offered the biggest change. Like we've all talked here and we've all heard about other people saying like, what is the differentiating factor between these absolute characters? And sometimes it's really easily identifiable, but this one, it's like, it's poor Batman. No, it's not. It's not. This issue, I think, offered the most change between those two characters, because Bruce proper would never have made that compromise, and he never would have agreed to that.
Sure.
Period. Right here, he did. I think that I don't know if this is a plotting, planning kind of thing, because we don't know if that Batman is going to do that kind of thing. I kind of hope that he intends to make that compromise, and it comes back and it bites him in the ass.
Interesting.
Not only is it a change, that's a learning moment then too, and that's kind of what the origins of a superhero need.
I like that, dude. I like that a lot.
That would be kind of cool to learn that lesson. Like he's gotten so far, right? He finally faces something that's just too much. And he takes the easy way out, and it bites him somehow. Something happens, right? And it bites him, and then he learns his lesson.
More resolute.
And he strains back out again, and he goes more hardcore. Like that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I like that idea.
There
you go.
Yeah, Herm. Anything you wanted to add about Absolute? What's your favorite Absolute book, Herm?
My favorite Absolute book.
Yeah, are you reading all three?
The Wonder Woman one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading all three.
Good. You can stay on the channel.
Yeah, dude. That one's untouchable.
It's just a champ.
Kelly Thompson, like she's gonna get the benefit of the doubt already with me, and then it becomes really good. So, but out of this book, I like the relationship he had. I guess that's Selena Kyle with the cat. I kind of like that. They're a little different. I don't think they knew each other when they were young like that, but I love it. I love the whole little interaction between both of them, and then he's trying to like get closer to her, and she's like, "Chill, man, chill," kind of way,
Yeah.
But she likes the kid and all that, but she's just like, all right, So I kind of like that part of it. It's not other than what you guys talked about, and of course the wrestling match. I'm gonna love that. The whole mom with the mirror thing, man. He lost his mom again, man. Come on, man, leave the mom alone, man. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I thought it was still a pretty good issue. You know what I mean? It's excellent. I'm kind of juggling between which one is my favorite between the Batman and the Superman. I think the Superman one is pretty damn good too. So but I enjoyed it.
I liked issue 3, man. Absolutely. I just want to say, I want to say, like, parents that are supposed to be dead that are alive, like we were just talking about with Ultimate Spider-Man. In this case, Martha, man, that makes me nervous. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing hanging out with Gordon? You shouldn't be hanging out with Gordon. Like,
Well, they had that little shootout, right? Was it the little shootout where the lion is, whatever that thing was over there?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, please be alive, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please be
Like,
Gordon's-
alive.
man.
Gordon's the last guy you hang out with in Gotham.
Exactly. Like,
Martha! You know what I mean?
I don't know, dude. I ship them pretty hard, man. I like this whole Martha Jim thing that's going on.
Tragic romance.
Interesting.
Tragic romance. No, stay away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was there in my head. I was like, Martha, no, don't go, Martha. You know.
They need to do an absolute Jim Gordon where he doesn't date people in the whole series, because like every comic series, he's always like,
it's just murder. Murder surrounds his murder surrounds his love life. Like,
right.
Death and paralysis.
Yeah.
Let's say
Abstinent Jim Gordon. Absolute Jim Gordon.
The abstinent line.
The abstinent line.
We got Link coming through. Station brother, happy New Year. Hope you're well. Oh yeah, comics. Oh yeah, what up, bro?
What up?
Station evening. Unruly Simeon in the house. Unruly, what up, bro? Good to see you, man. Hope you had a great New Year. Y'all make sure you're following Unruly on Instagram, dude. That is the man who gifted me my first piece of. Make myself super big.
That's so cool looking.
Dang.
Yeah, man. What is this from
awesome.
again? Old Man Quill, dude. Unruly just surprised me with this one day in the mail. So shout out to them.
Awesome.
Straight legend, brother.
Dang.
Love you, man.
Dude, a
Hope you
page
had a
with
great New
Doom
Year's.
and Galactus on there as
Dude,
well
it's
for
so
a first
great.
page.
Right? And like in the he's like, withering in the under his stare.
He's being like melted in the beam. Yeah.
Shout out to Unruly, man.
Cool.
Straight legend.
No kidding,
thank you,
dude.
brother.
Spoiled right out the gates.
Yeah, dude.
I miss those old man runs. I
He
like
said
those.
he said something great in his note, like, don't thank me because your checking account, your banking account is going to be suffering, and your wife's going to hate you. And he was right on both accounts. So
Yeah.
Yeah, station brother. Hope you're well.
Slippery slope.
It is, man. That original art, it is. All right, we already talked about it extensively. Wonder Woman number 16. Anything you guys wanted to add? Just a great issue, Detective Chimp. Another great. I know you had issue 14 as your top issue of the year. There's just been so many great standalone issues lately in this run. Anything you guys wanted to add before we push on?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot to add on there. Just like, fantastic art by Bruno Redondo, a nice change of pace issue after like such heavy issues. Seeing Detective Chimp pop out of trees, bust out from behind a door, just like scare and shock this guy at every possible turn. It was it was a delight. It was, and it's hard to say that we get that a lot in comics nowadays. It's few and far between. So I'll take it when I can get it.
Yeah.
This series is just a seesaw series for you guys. Like, I can't. Like,
dude,
you love watching
it. You have no idea.
I can't wait to watch you guys.
It's like watching a soap opera, like the back and forth. It is.
With it like this one, a check for Nick. No, Eric didn't like it. Okay.
Yeah, I know, and this is a weird one because we were told the ending of the story before we even got the story, right? Because we had the one issue where you had the new Trinity, not Lizzie, but like literally like the new Trinity of whoever. I think Damien and Jonathan and Lizzie, right? And so, and they went to like some mysterious island and they had to fight these battles like internally, metaphorically, whatever, you know what I mean? But then Lizzie's battle was talking to this person that was imprisoned, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but like that's how that played out. And now we're getting all this like retrospective dialogue from our villain throughout this whole series. And it's been kind of cool to see like that, play out, I guess. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
it's been done really well. Like I don't know if any other writer really other than Tom King could keep that up, because that's like his shtick so many times more often than not. And like, a lot of the times it's just like, not a lot of the times, I don't want to say, but some of the times it is a little bit too much for me, and it is kind of like a turnoff. But I think he's really been walking that line well here. So Yeah, man. Oh,
That's how
hold
his
on. We got
original
talk
Batman
backstage.
series was.
Talk, my bad, bro. Station.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Happy New
I hope I
Year,
didn't leave
bro.
you back there.
No,
No. I just got here.
He just got here. Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. Hell yeah.
I don't know what
Happy
the hell you guys
holidays,
are
bro.
talking about.
We're
So we
talking
talking
about
about
we're talking about Wonder Woman 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Fair enough.
Heard it's good.
Yeah,
you
man. It
go.
was great. It was great. Happy holidays, bro. How are your holidays?
Yeah, dude.
Likewise.
Did you do anything fun?
No.
All right.
No.
What's the next book?
I didn't even get to read Layla Starr yet, man. I didn't even watch my New Year's Day movie yet. So
Ooh, what's that?
it's called Have Plenty. I watch it every New Year's, around New Year's. It's a really
Never
good
heard of
movie.
that.
Been watching it for like 20 years.
Nice.
So,
Dang. Okay.
Okay.
every New Year's. It's like my When Harry Met Sally.
Nice.
I was gonna say When Harry Met Sally in the Hood, but it's not really a hood movie.
Have plenty. Who's got in it?
Damn.
I was gonna say I'm googling.
I can't.
Yeah, my
So there's a
curiosity.
lot of
is too.
stars, but they make cameo appearances. It's not starring anybody that you would know from anywhere else.
Oh,
No.
wow. All right. Fair enough.
And
But
it's not
then,
a
so,
long
like-
movie.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna ask. It's not a long movie like Nick over here. I had to do like a bunch of.
No,
5-hour
yeah,
movies
Lord.
over there.
Yeah, it's,
Well, was that the
It's not 12
animated
hours.
one or was that the trilogy?
no, we watched the extended cut trilogy.
Oh,
So
shit.
each movie is like 4
Awesome.
hours long, 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
it's
Bills
crazy.
didn't play, so that sounds good to me.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Bills already got their dub last weekend, so we're all set.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't,
everybody's team's going to the playoffs.
I don't even know what day of the week. I'm like a Bears
Yeah,
fan. I don't know
yeah.
what day of the week it is. I don't know when the next game is.
Yeah, I stopped tracking that stuff weeks ago.
It's been
I don't know
a
where the defense is.
A dismal, like overcast. Like
I'm just glad like Stu and E do not mess with me too much because they should be pissed at me because I should be a Packers fan, but I'm still pissed that Rodgers didn't win enough Super Bowls with them. So I can't cheer for them right now. And I don't even and Herm,
Go Lions.
I don't know
Go
what the hell
Lions.
happened, man.
I'm rooting
You're
for
gonna
Detroit.
you're gonna get one with Jordan Love, and then after 10 years, you're gonna trade him over to us, and then we're
That's
gonna have
exactly-
a horrible time with that. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
man.
The Ink and
Yeah,
Insights
he's
football edition.
If someone would have told Aaron Rodgers that he would have done worse than Brett Favre, there's no way he would have went anywhere. No one expected this, especially after they gave him everything he wanted. They gave him the keys to the
We all
car.
expected it. He's garbage. He's always been garbage.
But you know what?
It's still hard
You
to
know what?
say that though, but yeah.
But you know what? His numbers, if you look, they put it next
Yeah, I
to
know.
It's
Patrick
like
Mahomes'
identical.
numbers. They were kind of
Oh.
yes.
But
So,
Patrick Mahomes has that X factor though. He knows how to win games, and the Chiefs' defense.
All right,
is
enough.
really
All right,
good.
this is getting out of
So-
hand now. We're talking about the Chiefs.
Hey man,
Yeah, the
hey,
Oh,
Chiefs.
no, I know
this is where
Brother
we got
Joe's
cut.
still out there.
Caleb Williams was
Really
here.
just reveling in
You
this
can't say
right
the
there.
C word.
Yeah.
They
No.
should have
can't-
never fired a coach, man.
That's
They
okay.
should have never fired a coach.
The Red Kingdom will be disappointed this year. They'll be more disappointed than the Jets. Trust me.
Yeah, we'll go Lions.
Mm.
All right, moving on
Bears got a
from.
comic
good
books,
quarterback, so your
Bro,
Bears
we're
are gonna
done.
be
We're
good.
done here. We're done here.
Yeah, I don't-
We're
No,
done
did
here.
we talk about Kaya? Did you guys forget about Kaya again?
Not yet.
No, we'll
God,
get-
we never
yet.
forget about
Is it
Kaya.
the last
Man,
two? We'll get
please.
there.
Some people left it off there.
Mm.
No, they didn't. That wasn't Kaya. That was Geiger. My fault.
Man,
Read better
definitely
comics.
one of the best books ever. All right, look, New Gods. Let's go ahead and get out there with it, man.
Whew.
This was the book of the month for me, for sure, and one of the best books in here. And
Oh.
nice,
Oh, it's
dude.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
But it's
the
got so
blinding-
many fingerprints on it.
The blinding
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
I wish it didn't make it in foil. But anyway, go ahead.
Man, this one blew away my expectations. Right, just from the
Really?
opening. Yeah, man. Did it not for you?
No,
For
Really?
real?
it didn't blow my expectations.
Wow.
Where
Rom
were your
rarely
expectations?
blows your expectations with the first issue. He'll hit you
I-
with something
well-
in issue 5 and be like, "Damn, I got to reread the whole thing." It's kind of like
Okay.
Rom is like Lost. When Jack said, "We got to go back to the island," that was like, "What the fuck? What the hell was this season?" And remember the last season, they all thought like everybody was dead. And I mean, anyway, yeah, that's
Spoilers. Yeah.
right.
I
Herm?
just think
I
I
know
think
you like Rom.
I
a lot.
wasn't.
I didn't buy it, so
Herm, what are you doing out here?
Oh,
man?
boo.
Boo, boo.
Boo.
I can't trust you guys. You guys love him too much. So I didn't love the Detective Run. I'm sorry. I tried. I fall asleep every time I read it. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand how that would be an acquired taste, because it was like a very different Batman story. So I get that.
Oh yeah, that was the most Rom Batman book ever, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he had an arc or two there that I was okay with, but it's just I tried, man. I couldn't wait for him to leave it. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Great writer. I'm not saying he's not a great writer. It just didn't work for me. It's like Tom King. There's some stuff you like from him and some stuff you don't. That's how I am with Van V. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But if New Gods continue to be good, I'll probably have to pick it up. You know, you guys gonna make me pick it up, and then
Evan Cagle.
I'll let you know if I like it.
The standout to me. I thought he really I thought he really swung for the fences and connected in every way. You have books like Dawn Runner where they're good, but it's not like this level of synchronicity between story and art. And you know Rom's going to bring it from page one, which he did. I love this intro, man. This first page with the Jorge Fornes artwork and Dark Side and all that was immaculate, right? But then like Cagle really taking the torch and doing these crazy page layouts, and like his look to the characters, like from Metron to Calabac to Orion, I just thought was incredible. It seems like he's really made for this book, and like has already found a impressive rhythm. So yeah, that to me like was, because I had, after seeing him on those Detective Comics covers, I was just blown away. And Dawn Runner was, I don't want to say a letdown because it wasn't, but it just didn't. I had, I guess, higher hopes for that, so I was a little bit tempered, I guess, going into this one. But this one, man, I thought it was incredible, and I can't. The only part that fucked me up, and shout out to Tiffany on Comic Pop, she said this as well. Like scot-free at the end, having a daughter instead of a little boy like he did in the Mr. Miracle series. And I get that was like a Black Label book, but that just threw me for a loop. But
and there were things that happened in that Mr. Miracle series that can't really happen either, but it should have been a boy.
Yeah,
but it's all good. Rom has a
cool little bit of continuity that wouldn't have cost them anything. But yeah, I don't know. Roundtable thoughts. Go ahead. Y'all take it away. Whoever wants to take the torch.
Incredible, fantastic, wonderful, but most importantly, accessible. There have been writers that have tried to tackle Kirby ideas and Kirby properties that couldn't do it to save their lives. And these are people that have put out fantastic pieces of of artwork, right? And they haven't been able to do it. Rom did. Like, I loved this issue, and I have almost no background with the New Gods, and I understood everything that was going on with this much knowledge to help me out along the way. So dude, I thought it was a great way to introduce these characters, introduce this world, and kind of tie it into, I don't know, the greater mythology of Kirby, and even pieces, parts of the DC universe as well. So I don't know, I loved it. I thought it did everything that I hoped that it would. And then you add like Evan Cagle's artwork on top of it that I think complemented everything so well, and it just made for a really, really great issue.
Yeah, hell yeah. Nick, how about you?
Yeah,
bro?
I was a little nervous going in, honestly, because I don't have a ton of familiarity with New Gods in general. But and then like Eric, you were saying coming out of Dawn Runner, and Stu, you mentioned this too. It's like a little bit hesitant, right? We came out of Creature of the Black Lagoon. I'm like, nope, didn't like that. Came out of Dawn Runner, nope, didn't like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, we're not doing great. So now we're going to tackle a property in DC that I think is doing better than Marvel at the time, and we're dealing with a subject I don't know much about. But I know Rom is great with that kind of like, metaphysical space, right? Or whatever you want to call that. And I think he did a good job of orienting newer folks into this world. And I think the art was spot on. They did a great job of putting the reader in the right frame of mind in the first 4 pages. Because you have to understand the scope of all this and like the meaning behind the changes that are happening in the universe. And then he puts you into the, then he introduces a bunch of the characters you're going to be following throughout the rest of the issue. So I think he did a good job of doing all that. So I was really hesitant going into this book. I was hoping it was going to be good, and I had a great time coming out of it. So when I say it was better, it exceeded my expectations. My expectations were very low. I did not go in thinking I was going to like the book because of all those reasons, but I came out of it happy. and that's that's really all you can say. So
I knew you were nervous about your accessibility and you're trying to do a little bit of homework before the fact. How did you find that?
I'm like 5 issues into the Kirby run right now, volume 1, just to kind of get a sense of the characters and what happened and things like that. And it does help. Like the first 2 issues of New Gods volume 1 will set the stage for most of the characters in this area. You know what I mean? There's some that come out a little bit later, but if you just get the basic idea of the top 4 or 5 characters in this universe, you're going to be fine. If you understand Orion's need to do whatever the High Father says, and you understand some of the other ancillary characters, then you're going to be fine. And you don't really need to have that background going in. And I still don't have the full background. I had a great time with the new run. So I'll continue the Kirby run, obviously, and finish it out between books. This is a good week to do it since it's so short. But I loved issue number 1. I thought it was great.
And Kirby Kirby, after Kirby stopped, I think it was Steve Englehart that picked up after him.
Right.
So that run continues post Kirby as well. It didn't stop. It didn't relaunch 2 years later with a different number 1 or something like that. Yeah. So I think this is going to be very interesting that Darkseid's not around. And Rom's going to bring a lot of new takes on things. He's going to switch some things up. So, but yeah, I'm enthusiastic. I don't really like the Six Fingers One Hand book too much. It didn't really grab me. Yeah, I read 2 or 3 issues, and then it wasn't bad. It just was like Hellboy. So, I read something else.
I'll agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's look at the chat before. Here we go with this motherfucker. You guys better watch your steps. Santa Claus is always listening. Yeah.
The referees are always listening.
Someone said there's a puzzle on the back cover. On the back cover,
that's the lenticular cover for New Gods. I think he's referring to.
Oh, nice.
But Simpleton, let me know if that's not. I think that was in the context of that cover specifically.
Oh yeah. What up, Simpleton Station brother?
Had a lot of cool variants on that.
Hell yeah!
I wish I got that.
I didn't realize Mr. Miracle was a foil.
I know they had some amazing ones on that one. Link said, "I always read King's Miracle series as non-canon." Yeah, it definitely was. I just wish they could have had the baby V.
Well, there's always some parts that they carry on into the regular continuity. Yeah, and Barda and Scott I think they even had a baby in Mr. Miracle too. I think they had kids there too.
My word.
So yeah, I'm not. I can't. Man, my mind is. It's been a while since I read.
You know how it goes with comics, man.
Yeah,
it's like Killing Joke was not in continuity for the longest time too, until they decided that it was important enough to make it continuity. So
yeah,
who knows?
Absolutely. Simeon said, "New Gods 3 was the first comic I ever bought. Started my Kirby love. Hell yeah!
Wow,
that's awesome.
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what New Gods 3 was. If it was Mr. Miracle, I would know.
That's so dope. Link said, "I heard Rom's New God is very new reader friendly." Absolutely, yeah, and I think he made it a point to be accessible. But yeah. Something said is acetate.
Yeah, acetate. I misspoke.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. But I highly recommend if you check out any book from December, check out New Gods number 1.
And Kaya.
Always Kaya.
Always Kaya.
Read Kaya in trade.
Oh man, that's the best part of Kaya is that you don't have to read it in trade. You can pick it up wherever you just go pick the latest issue up. It's beautiful.
Yeah, anytime is the right time for Kaya.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anything else y'all want to talk about from the 18th? We still have a bunch of other great books. Batman and Robin, Year 1, number 3 dropped. Sam Nee, Wade.
That's great.
Great book. Yeah.
Love
the relationship between Dick and how they're showing that at home and on the job. Power Fantasy number 5, bro. Let's talk about it. Freaking great book.
Yeah, I won't put you guys through that. It is a great book, and everyone should be reading it. And I'll keep shouldering that burden for all of us until the time comes when you guys crack those pages open.
No, I love it. Highly recommend it. It's got some great characters in it. Stunning artwork. Yeah, check it out, man. Nick, did you finish All Winter, Dark Knights of Steel? I didn't get to that last. How was it?
It was pretty good. They had to wrap it up pretty quickly on the last issue, so we were introduced to the main bad, and we knew kind of the key to like saving this world through that child, you know. I think the kid's name was Alec. You know, he has a connection to the green, obviously, and he's kind of like the key to unlocking this world or saving this world. And we figure all that out. I just liked how they took all the different DC characters, the Batman adjacent characters, and they recontextualized them and put them in this like high fantasy world, right? And I thought it was really cool. They used a lot of their abilities that we know in just a different way, and so I thought that was pretty cool. And they mixed some characters together. Like I think the Batman character obviously was like Batman / like Superman in this world, but he was far enough from his his son that he was depowered enough to like not be OP. And like the Mr. Freeze villain and things like that was just really cool. So I really dug how they changed that world up.
Yeah,
you know,
it was very Games of Thronesy.
Yeah.
And
but it was
like the Deathstroke and it was. They did a fantastic job.
I might check out Volume 3. You know, it's teased at the end, so I don't know when it's.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was a great follow up, man. And for a book that took Dark Knights of Steel was great, but it took forever to come out, and the release schedule was so disjointed and hard to keep up with. But I thought this was a great little follow up that nobody really.
It added a different flavor to like all the stuff that we normally see, you know. So it was cool.
Hellblazer Dead in America. You guys both finished that up. You don't have any thoughts on that one? How did you? I dug it.
I think we have differing thoughts.
I dug it. I thought Campbell went all out and did a great job in that last issue. It was, of
course.
I don't know. And it was just great to see those two together again, for sure. They're so great together. And I've seen Campbell before on other things, like I loved him on the Shadow series he did with Garth Ennis and random shit like that. But just such a talented artist. But yeah, that one was not like, the story wise was kind of crazy and not always my favorite, but I did like where it ended up, and I thought it was a satisfying conclusion. How did y'all, Nick? I saw you shaking your head. How did you feel about it?
I couldn't follow the story at all. Like all the, it felt like the journey from East Coast to West Coast throughout. What was it, 11 issues, something like that? It just didn't make sense. Like I didn't know like what the objective was besides go west, and find the sand, and save this town from this one random monster, or get this little piece of information to get us to the next town. Like there was a little bit of disjointness to like all of that. Like I couldn't follow the thread there. I liked the previous volume leading into this volume way better. Like I thought they handled that one really, really well. And it was still episodic, but it still built up in a way that was predictable. But this series here, visually, it was amazing. And there were issues that stood out and made sense and things like that. But there wasn't a single issue that I went into confidently knowing like what happened to get us here, what happened during the issue, and like what does it mean going forward. Like I never had that confidence in this run from issue to issue. So it's definitely a series that I have to go back and maybe reread and try to make those connections, but like I don't know if I have the stamina for it, because those were dense issues.
Yes,
man. Very, very.
Well,
dense.
I think to sum up what Nick's trying to say here, I mean, really put a bow on it. I think he's trying to say if this was a Marvel book, you would have enjoyed it much more than his enjoyment of it being that it was.
It's just because of the logo.
We knew it was going to come. We knew it was going to come out at some point. There it is.
That's right. Yep, it's all about that logo.
I agree with you with what you said about like the previous series, though, completely. I thought that was the William Blake and the Crazy Angels in the Park one, or whatever. Like it was, that was
helping the mermaid,
fantastic. And I can
person she's in love with is like messing with her and like chopping her up and selling her at the fish market and stuff. Like that was a great run.
And it was bizarre as hell, but it was still like you could still kind of find your way through it.
You could still follow it,
And then we learned about
Noah.
And there was a demon in a smartphone or something that was really clever, or something like that he had control of. I don't know.
Yeah,
just little great touches like that. But I definitely recommend that one. But this one was okay. But I would definitely recommend. What is that series called? I don't know off the top of my head. Because
Hellblazer.
Hellblazer Dead in America.
No, the previous
first one.
The previous one like had some other name that I forget, but.
It was just Hellblazer. Okay.
Vern's asking, has anything else been done with Ron V's Swamp Thing?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Shit was dope. Agreed.
Self-contained thing.
What's his name? Levi Camel or whatever. I would love to see him again.
Yeah,
Levi. I don't remember his last name.
Yeah.
What was the name of that Hellblazer run? It wasn't Hellblazer. It wasn't Dead in America, but it was.
No, it was like something. I forget. Someone said I think Wade is going to use him on Unlimited. I'm not sure who you're talking about, bro. But
probably something.
I just pulled that and the Future State issues last night in order to finish reading it. Yeah, dude, so great. The best part of Future State for sure was that Swamp Thing.
That was
Thing run. Right.
Really good.
All right.
I like to release next Batman too. That was good.
Yeah.
But if I could jump out there and propose an issue, because I didn't read this and I'm really curious to know everyone's thoughts on this one. Batman Gargoyle of Gotham #3 came out after a long period of time.
Oh, wow.
Between issues.
Yeah.
Who read it and what the heck were your thoughts? Because I couldn't dive back in.
It was hard.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah.
Oh, Herm, I thought for sure.
I didn't even know it came out.
I
know
think
me and Nick was talking about it in the show. Like, when is it going to come out? A couple of months ago, and then
when I saw it, I thought somebody was showing
back into
issue 1. I was like, why are they showing this now?
Okay, so everyone's in the same boat as me, at least. I don't feel like I'm the odd man out then, so that's good.
No,
I didn't remember a single thing that happened in the. I remember the dude that's like Negative Man almost. You know what I mean? Like the dude that's just all black and he's just really creepy and weird.
Yeah, the cartoon guy. Yeah.
The cartoon guy, as weird as that guy is. I remember him, but he was like off in the desert living in a shack now, and I'm like, how did he get there? I don't remember how he got there. And like, who is Jim fighting? This weird girl who's got weird powers and a heart somewhere.
Like it picked up in the middle of the action, and it was like, what the fuck?
Batman's in a church getting beat up by like, not the Court of Owls and not Talon. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what are we doing? And who are these other people around him all hiding and, eventually rescue him? I was lost the entire issue, to be honest. I had to go back and look through some of the other ones, and I still didn't have the patience to reread them to get caught up. So,
okay.
And I love Grandpa, and like, I think he's super talented, but they've really dropped the ball on this release schedule. And I saw him post about it, and he was posting a bunch of reviews that were like 8.5s and 9s, and I feel like people should punish this book for its release schedule at the same time. Like, I don't mean to be that guy, but like,
I know
how are we supposed to pick it up? Like, none of us were able to pick it up and read it because of like the months long gap it's been between 2 and 3, and it's fantastic. And I was so hyped for this book, issue 1, dude. Like, I got all the variant covers, and since we're talking about it, and let me show this one off real quick, dude. Bilquis Evely, this variant right here.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow, that is dope.
Unreal, man. So I love the book and I love all the art attached with it, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's been a drag with this release schedule, and that really.
And the good thing about that though is like
impossible.
At the end of this, the release schedule won't matter, right? So like we'll have a good story that we can read straight through, and that'll be great forever. But like, for us Wednesday Warriors, it was a real kick in the nuts, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get it.
Anything else from the 18th?
There was such a delay. I mean, but you can't do
beautiful.
That. Yeah, you can't do that. You gotta have all of them pretty much done before you release issue 1, because otherwise there's just too much out there now.
Especially out of continuity books, Saki. Yeah. Especially out of continuity books.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's crazy because some of these books that are classics, I don't remember all of them that had bad or rough release schedules, but so many times, years and years after the fact, when you pick up the collected edition and you just run through it, you're none the wiser about the fact that we were like, months in between this book and struggling to find out. So I think it'll be really excellent in collected form. You know what? Catwoman Lonely City by Cliff Chiang was like that. That Black Label book, it was incredible, and it's so great in collected form, but it took forever in between issues. But really collected, like, it sings, so I don't know. That's the way the shit goes, unfortunately, sometimes.
Sure.
Sacrificers, Moon is Following Us. Any other books y'all wanted to highlight from the 18th? I mean, such a stellar week. Rockefellers number 2.
Moon is Following Us. It's not getting the reception that I would have expected from.
Man, I love that book. I don't know. I love it.
It's good.
What do y'all think?
Yeah. Is it just too much out there?
No, I would say that it's not getting as much attention because it's not D-Dubs doing everything, like Riley Rosmo's doing some of the work there, and D-Dubs is doing some of the artwork in there. But I think it would get more attention if it was just Daniel Warren Johnson. But I don't know. Does this story, like, for the long-term Daniel Warren Johnson readers out there, is this story as impactful or resonating as some of the other books he's done? Murder Falcon or whatever, Do a Power Bomb. Like, is it hitting as hard as those?
Yeah, I think we need to like get to the point where we get the finished product before you can make that kind of determination. Because like you get emotional things that happen throughout the series, but it's usually that end where he just leaves you like just a mess, right? Like you're just beside yourself with whatever the heck happened, So I'm kind of waiting for that moment. Like I feel like he's had all of the touchstones that every single one of the other properties has had, though. So like I'm cautiously optimistic for it. I think it's going to read and be perceived better once it's over, as opposed to each and every individual issue.
I'll say that I think that issue 1 maybe be my pick of the week, but I don't think any other issues has yet. But I think Do a Power Bomb, I think almost every issue did. I have to go back and check that. But like
Do a Power Bomb was incredible.
It was really good. I feel like it's in that better than most category, but it's not the best that he's done so far. So maybe it's like a little worse than average. Maybe it's average for him, which is still better than most. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's very true because he doesn't have his hands on the full creative process with it. Choco's in the house station, bro. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great one, man. Hope you had a great holiday. Yeah, I don't know. I think Rockefellers was good. It wasn't. It was. Issue 1 was so epic and so many things happened, and it was kind of like, I don't know. I kind of wish it had kind of been like Ultimate Spider-Man in that it gave us a holiday issue a little bit more down the line. It kind of felt jarring to get a holiday issue and the slowdown and pace and story that we did in issue 2, but I still enjoyed it. The Manipool art didn't feel as tight and bombastic as it did in issue 1 for me in that issue 2. I don't know about y'all.
Because issue 1 was more complete to that. It was 100% awesome, right? And this issue was like 75%, I think. Like there were some shortcuts maybe here and there. I know what you mean though.
Yeah. But super dope. I love the whole story with the Christmas tree regardless. That was super cool. Yeah, man. It was a good year for holiday books. I feel like with Ultimate Spidey and that one, and I don't know. It's not. I feel like that's kind of like a lost art, man. I feel like we used to get a lot more holiday books as a kid, or am I just tripping?
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think it's a matter of what we were just talking about with Gargoyle of Gotham, though. If your book is going to be delayed, you don't want to be the guy that has a Christmas book in April.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just wish we got like what is it, Klaus, like a Dan Mora, Grant Morrison level Christmas story. You know what I mean?
Like Klaus Janson. I'm like, what did he do that was like so Christmas heavy?
Yeah.
They got that one from DC that I forgot, Jeff Parker, and it's a
Silent Night.
Yeah, Silent Night.
Yeah, that one's not that bad. Or Volume 1 wasn't.
Volume 1 was good. I don't know about Volume 2.
Yeah, Volume 1 was solid. Anything else you want to talk about from the 18th? Godzilla's Masterpiece Theater. It was bad shit crazy.
It was so good.
I want to hear from Herm and talk, man. Like we don't get them every single episode here. Like, what did you guys read, man? What was blowing your hair back?
I mean, did we talk about this one?
Is that Revenge or what is that?
Ultimate,
is that
Ultimate?
Oh, that's the variant.
Ultimate Fallout 4. I'm sorry.
Ultimate Fallout 4.
Ultimate Universe Year 1 in 1.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, it was dope.
But this is why I bought it, though. That's the reason why. I mean, it was okay.
I thought you had an advanced copy of Ultimate Wolverine there. I'm like, let's talk about that and show me every page.
Yeah, right.
I'm so hyped for that book.
Yeah. Well, talk. What didn't you like about it? What were your thoughts on it?
It was classic. Let's put Wolverine in the last 2 pages. Let's have him just in the last frame, last panel, saying a couple words, and that's what I was buying it for. So, because I'm not tied in, I don't have time to read all these Ultimate books. So but technically it was fine. But it was just like, okay, where's Wolverine? Okay. Halfway through, where's Wolverine? 75% through. Where's Wolverine?
What? The cover lied? What?
You
Yeah, I was
know,
gonna-
especially
I've
must
had
be really
Bullseye.
just-
Yeah, I thought it was advertised as like a
was a Nick
preview at
Fury
the end
book.
of the book. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Nick
was
Yeah,
Fury.
the book was
Yeah.
advertised as a Nick Fury book, so yeah, I guess
Yeah.
the cover lied to you
that
hard.
variant cover lied to you.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say I've had Bullseye on the cover of 4 different issues of Daredevil recently, and Bullseye hasn't been in a single issue. So, what
I mean,
Well,
you keep
they're ready
saying
for
that,
Sue
and I'm
Storm
a
to be
saint
everywhere.
for buying both covers for Kaya, but you're a saint for holding on to that Daredevil book because I don't know what the hell's going on with that.
it's
Yeah,
I don't either. It's
That's
a
glutton.
struggle.
You're in glutton for punishment range there, buddy.
At least with
Um,
when Salahuddin was writing Miles Morales, he brought on a lot of new characters. Is he doing that in this Daredevil run?
No, I mean, I think it was Stu. You called it a glutton, right? You called me a glutton for punishment on it. It's appropriate, right? Because I'm committing a sin by continuing to read that book. I'm glutton, sure, yes, that's what I'm doing. It's so bad, dude. It's so rough to get through. It needs to be better because Daredevil deserves better. It's a top tier title at Nick's favorite publisher.
Did we talk about this one?
No, we
Oh,
haven't.
Okay, well, Nick, can I hear
Okay,
your
let's talk about
review
it. Yeah,
for
I'm
Psylocke?
curious to hear you go.
You want to hear my review? Yeah, I'll tell you my review for Laura Kinney Wolverine. Read Psylocke #1, and you'll have a better time.
no kidding.
Damn.
I'm disappointed. I thought way more of Erica Schultz, and I'm sure. I think issue 2 will be better. Hopefully, she did really good with the Daredevil woman without fear.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, the Laura Kinney's due for a good volume. I don't understand why they don't give her a better writer and let them do what they need to do with it. And I'm still upset about Talon. So
Damn,
Yeah,
your
I
voice
was-
just got like so sad and low right there.
Yeah,
talking about,
because, I mean,
It's like me talking about Daredevil.
Because
That
Taki has
was-
high
that was-
expectations.
that was the biggest tragedy of the Krakoan era was Talon.
Dude, that was arguably, her and Sync were probably my favorite parts of
Yeah.
everything that happened. Take out like House of X and Powers of 10, because that introduction was like stunning. It was absolutely fantastic, right? But like once we got into it, Sync and Laura, dude, when they were in the vault, that's all I wanted to know about. That's all I wanted to spend time with because it was so awesome. And they tore it away.
For it to end like it did, it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like, it was one of those things where it's like, it's tragic, but it's also, you got to put the toys back in the toy box.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't need to put that. They had to put one of them back in the toy box. I guess we knew which one they had to put back. So
Yeah.
we couldn't have 2 X-23s running around. So
Yeah.
They could. Why not? Who cares?
I mean, where's Gabby?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you have like
we need to bring Gabby back,
1,800
dude.
Logan clones. Like, who cares if she has one? Give her one.
And we got our boy Fable in the house, Station brother.
Hey,
Happy New Year, man. Love you. Hope you had a good holiday with the fam. What is like the one X-23 Laura Kinney run that you would point people to if they were trying to read a series or a run?
Marjorie Lau,
Yeah.
volume 2.
How many issues was that?
Interesting.
I'd say 18.
Okay.
They let her cook. It was good. It was before she became real popular, and then they started to, all new Wolverine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know. I thought I liked that run a lot. I think that was pretty good. But I'm not sure on a second read how much I like it. But I really like the Marjorie Lau because that's where her and Wolverine, their relationship was really explored.
Word.
And her relationship with Gambit and Jubilee, and she's still young in those books. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do
I've
you
read
feel when
I've read the Taylor run, but I haven't read that one.
yeah, but I liked it a lot. But I'm just curious because sometimes when I reread a book later on, a lot of the Lemire stuff isn't hitting like it used to hit for me.
Mm,
So I used to think he was the best writer out there.
yeah. that
Big
happens.
2 specifically, or are you talking about like just all encompassing?
No, Big 2.
Okay. I could
Big
see that.
2.
I've never.
I'm
I've
talking
never liked Lemire's
specifically
Big
about
2.
Old Man Logan.
Okay.
Because that's what I reread this year. And it was good. I thought it was a lot better than like Bendis's or Millar's. But rereading it, and being around for a while now, I'm like, okay, Sorrentino didn't do the art on all these issues. He was missing for like half of them. And it was just kind of like, it was okay, but it wasn't like the way I remembered it. Like, this is great. So
Sorrentino art was so good.
Yeah,
man,
that was the first series I started reading consistently when I first got back.
That's what brought me back.
Oh yeah,
that's the series that brought me back.
Was it like the Elseworld component, Herm, that like hooked you, or was it like the art, or was it just everything?
Everything.
Yeah.
The whole thing. It was new to me. It was new for me. So
Yeah.
All the Max, compared to the movie and stuff, and Wolverine version of that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Mad Max. So
yeah.
The good old days when we were all just new collectors, bright-eyed, grabbing everything off the freaking stands. Just everything was fantastic. Loved it. Those were the days.
What's happened to us? All right.
Now you hate everything.
Old and
Marvel,
jaded.
Except for me and Nick. We're Marvel guys, right, Nick?
Can't take this shit. We're one day into the new year already. Gotta break this. No Marvel books this year. That's my resolution.
Just not picking any Marvel.
Not
There's
gonna get any Marvel.
not going to show up on Nick at Night. It's like
nope.
Nothing.
I'm dropping Ultimate Spider-Man and everything.
It's going to be like Doomsday Clock, right?
What?
What's that?
And they really dropped the ball. Marvel with Dr. Doom. They really dropped the ball with that.
Facts. Like I was just reminiscing about the Sanford Greed one yesterday. Like in all this One Nation Under Doom,
and that didn't
and that's still been like the best story we've gotten.
That didn't make a lot of top 10 lists or top whatever.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just recency bias. That's all it is.
Yeah, you're right about
come out
that.
in November.
It was like the middle of the year. It kind of got lost in the sauce. I mean,
it was in my top 50 because it was just one issue, but it was a hell of a one issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to compare one issue to like 8 that you.
That's
really
true.
liked.
That's true.
Yeah, but it made my top 50 because of that. Because like
it was my runner-up for the best single issue of the year. So
like, in that category, sure.
Yeah, it was definitely like in my thoughts for sure.
Yeah,
right. I don't want your apologetic excuses, fellas. Okay, you know what I mean. It's okay that you
come on.
You don't have
were
good
saying
taste.
that it wasn't the best book of the year. I'm like, come on, Doctor Doom's fan club.
It's not the best book of the year.
I'm just saying.
If I'm being honest, but
Laveri just banned him.
Let me be hypocritical, bro. It's my show.
Okay.
Damn.
We're only human.
Hey man, I just don't want you guys to be afraid of Robbie. If you like a Marvel book, put it on there. Nick just showed us that you could do it. You know what I'm saying? So
I love this Herm and Nick. Like,
I
love this Herm and Nick.
I appreciate the balls to go in there and stand up to Robbie and be like, no, this Marvel book is really good.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed because I thought it was Eric. And it was Nick that one. You know what I'm saying? So me and Eric right now, we're clashing with the Paul thing. And now, I don't know, man.
Wow. Man, the beef is getting intense between y'all, bro.
Oh, just wait for this all-new Venom care package I got coming.
Yeah, right? I love how y'all's relationship is like dependent on what happens in Marvel comic books too. Like, if Paul's all new Venom, it's gonna set off like so much shit between y'all. I cannot wait. I just think
he got mad at me. He got mad at me the other day because I'm not digging the ASM run right now. You know, the current stuff.
I start reading this book for you, and then you're just like, I'm not feeling it.
Right.
Oh shit.
I read one issue, Herm.
It hurts. It hurt a lot. It
did.
Stung.
I had to be honest though. I wasn't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean?
Oh, so honesty's okay when it's coming from you. Okay, got it, brother.
Choka said Lau's run was 21 issues. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. And he said Taylor's run, first and last 5 issues are great. I just remember the Thing Fang Boom issue was crazy as shit. Like I'm really enjoying that. Fable said Dakin's a Helverine now. Wow. How do y'all feel about the Helverine character?
I loved it, but now it's back. I'm not reading it. So there you go. I mean, there's just so much room for it. And, as Flavor Flav said, don't trust it. Can't trust it.
It's super cool. I feel like sky's the limit.
But Spider
says Marvel still. Just kidding, love you, Nick. It's all right. We love him in spite of it.
I love how it's spreading so far.
Yeah.
James Phelps. Evening, brother. Happy New Year.
What's up,
Happy
James?
holidays. Hope you had a good Christmas.
But Spider-Gwen is really good right now. The covers are good, and the who Stephanie Phillips is writing it. The interiors are pretty good. So
okay.
I read issue
a couple
one,
of people have been telling me it was good. Like I was like, oh my damn it! At one time I drop it, boom, and everybody likes it. I'm like, damn it!
Then
the people who are reading it, you know what I mean?
You just never know. Maybe Miss Marvel will have a good book one of these days.
What?
She deserves one. I could say
Yeah,
that.
she does.
Like,
she's definitely had them before.
Well, no, yeah, G. Willow Wilson's her
so
first 24 issues are good.
Oh my God, man!
And then it kind of was like, okay, what are we gonna do next? And then
yeah, that's sad. I really love one of my highlights of the year. Let's go ahead and call it a highlight 2024. Was shout out to whoever that fan was that confronted Nick Lowe at, I guess, New York Comic Con and like pressed him about the death of Miss Marvel. Like, but you've have you ever killed off a character in a book that's not theirs? Like, it was so great, man.
But she was back so quick. I mean, it didn't really
matter. It was shout out to that fan for making him answer some tough questions, bro, because tough questions should be asked. You know, that was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, there should be accountability where there very clearly isn't within the offices of Marvel. So
yeah. And within a month, she was late for school again, and we were worried about protesters and shit. I'm like, okay.
Well, at least she's in college. Yeah. You know, Miles is still in like 7th grade or something.
And he's still late to everything and apologizing for being who he is. Yeah.
But
we gotta
a vampire.
Yeah, and he's a vampire.
He's still a vampire.
Dude, that was like another book, man, that I had such high hopes for this year. Like, had great art and great story at one point, right? Yeah. Like, I remember covering it on Supreme Clientele back in the day, and then it just like, I don't know, it just like fell apart.
Well, technically, it's still a book. It's still a good book. I mean, but it's more of a Starling book now. Like the last issue I read, it was focused mostly on Starling and her relationship with her grandfather, the Vulture.
I dug that stuff though, man. Like I was in for all of
Ziegler
the other.
Ziegler could write. It's this. They need to get rid of all this dumb shit. This Blood Hunt bullshit. Yeah. Blood Hunt ruined Miles. It ruined Blade. They didn't do nothing with Dr. Doom. That was a lot of people liked. I think you liked the event when it happened, but the after effects have just been like.
They killed Blade though with that book.
Yeah. The biggest after effect for me is that it ended the Doctor Strange run, which was honestly at that point my favorite Marvel book that was coming out. I think it was Jed McKay's strongest work. So it was a bummer.
So do you think Jed just has problems writing teen books?
Teen books?
Teen like I don't know.
Like Avengers.
I mean,
teen.
They're not as good.
I'm not going to say that, but like, has he written any other team books besides Avengers though?
But he kills
X-Men.
Oh yeah,
X-Men.
That's not.
He turned Moon Knight into a team book.
Oh, he did.
But that was a team book that kind of worked for me, you know,
because he had his whole Midnight Mission and he had everybody at Hunter's Moon.
Yeah,
all
supporting cast. I like the new characters he introduced.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the supporting cast like that.
He's definitely a child of the 90s. I remember that with the death of the Doctor Strange stuff. Like, he brought back a bunch of, like, Strange and a bunch of 90s elements of the Doctor Strange canon and stuff like that. But, yeah, I don't know, man. That Avengers was a complete dud. Like, all the way.
It was, yeah. Once we got to the second arc and it was a repeat, a re-rinse of the first arc, I'm like, oh, man, we don't have any ideas, man. Come on. You're on Avengers, dude. Yeah, how many people can say they're writing for Avengers? Take advantage of this shit. And if editorial's just... If editorial's locking you down, then I hate it for you, man, because so many people die for these positions and these opportunities, and when they get them, they're just telling bad stories. And I want to believe it's not their fault because of it. You know, I mean, how many comic writers right now wanted to write it for Avengers when they were little, or wanted to write, whatever character, and they get the opportunity now, and it sucks. You know, it's like that. That's not the story you were dying to write, guys. I hate it. I hate it for you.
And I remember that's why I enjoyed Blood Hunt as much as I did, because honestly, it was the best Avengers story that he had the chance to tell, whether it be for opportunity or capability, whatever that was. But it was the best Avengers thing he did. So
I wonder if he went into that that was supposed to be his first story arc for Avengers, and they made him turn it into an event or something, and he had to come up with something else. I don't know.
Well,
I'm just trying to give him the benefit. I'm trying to give him the benefit
That's
of the
the
doubt, I guess.
Yeah.
Editorial butts in a lot. It happens in
Yeah,
Amazing
yeah,
Spider-Man.
for sure.
A lot. You can tell. You can tell when you start reading them and stuff. That's what's problem with the Amazing Spider-Man. Like back Nick Spencer, everybody makes fun of him, but that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to get everybody to. He was trying to get the marriage back. Everything Hickman's doing, he was trying to do stuff like that, but in continuity. And as soon as they realized that that's where he was going, really going, they booted him out. You know, they changed everything around. The end of that run was horrible. it was bad. So, and then of course Zeb Wells, solid writer too. He's just trying to make them happy while trying to tell a story, and that's the reason why I enjoy some of his arcs, especially the Tombstone arcs and stuff like that, because they're tied in. And they have to do their best to try to tell that story. And Avengers, I think that's a tough I think that's tough to do. You got so many characters in there trying to tell a compelling story with a team like that, and it's rougher. I think it's easier when it's like ground level guys. When it's like a big story like that, I don't blame the writer, man. I think editorial is like locking them in like that. You know what I mean? And I really do think probably the Bloodhound stuff was probably should have been part of the main series. Who knows? But
yeah,
it's editorial. Like everybody who gets upset with Marvel, I understand, and it's goddamn editorial. So like I get on you guys because I feel like some of those books are good, but when it comes to main stories like that, I can't even argue with you guys. You know what I mean? It's just it sucks. But
yeah,
what are you gonna do? Marvel. Those guys are old school, very old school, and no one can tell them otherwise. That's why Hickman's doing his own thing over there and taking jabs, like Eric said. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
and that Spider-Man run. So, I was hoping maybe they'll give him like an Ultimate Series, Jade McKay, and see what he does with that. You know what I mean? And that'll tell you what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because like you've seen them all. Even what's his name? I can't even get his name right now. He's writing God damn it, Chip Zdarsky. Like if you give him a short series or something like that out of continuity, that shit is awesome.
yeah.
And in continuity, it's like okay, you know, I mean, this one's good, that one's not good, this one's like, you know. So
yeah.
what are you gonna do, man?
Fables, do we need a recount on the votes, guys? What's going on here? Eric could be the show.
Don't recount the votes, but compare the picks to everyone's best of the year picks, and then you can kiss my ass.
And we'll still come up with the same number, I'm pretty sure. So
I thought you were gonna win. I thought because watching your show like you give Marvel more of a chance than a lot of the other guys. So
I like the fact that you call it a win. Some people should consider it a win. Maybe let open their hearts.
Maybe I'll start getting all the Marvel shows out there in the YouTube world to start flooding the channel in hopes that I'll have more than one pick.
Yeah,
so there are some YouTubers that get emailed the PDFs every week.
Listen,
so if
as the resident Marvel show, I should get maybe I should get the Marvel contract. This is great.
You don't have to worry about Diamond then.
I'm disappointed in Robbie. He said he was proud that he didn't even get one in there. You know,
and he technically is on the payroll for Marvel. So
yeah,
he's on the payroll for freaking Skybound with all those Energon picks. Tell you that much.
That's
the Transformer ones for sure.
Yeah. People says Mark Brooks. Yeah, Mark Brooks always doing great work. Spider-Gwen or Overlooked. I got to check those out, man. Yeah, McKay does. It struggles with the team books, but it does street level characters well. Yeah,
because Black Cat was really good.
Yeah, man.
Excellent.
Fable recommended me that a while back, and I keep meaning to. I have it ordered. I have the one or two of the trades. I got to get to it, man.
The thing about those Black Cats, it was doing so good that editorial butt in and turned them into a small series and put them into the events and stuff like that, and that's what that broke off. So that's another editorial thing there.
I want to recommend his Taskmaster series, which was freaking fantastic, man.
It was good,
yeah. Each issue was him. He got tasked. Each issue he had to go infiltrate like Black Widow, Phil Coulson, and somebody else, and retrieve these items from them to kind of like stop the end of the world. And it was so well written. It was so funny, great action. that's the one that really put him on the map for me. So I highly recommend that one. If you guys, are looking for a random great book to check out, Jed McKay's Taskmaster.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know anything else y'all want to cover before we get out of here tonight. I think. What you got, bro? Geiger. No, I haven't read the new one. Have y'all read the new one?
I just read
it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, is that it? I mean, is it just good, or I mean, because it doesn't.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get into it, but I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yeah.
I haven't read it yet, so y'all take. Go ahead.
After Kaya, for me, it's Geiger. It's fresh.
Mm-hmm.
The story hasn't been told before. I don't care if it's like predictable somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where, yeah, it's that simple. Give me what I want. We all want to see somebody struggle and then kick somebody's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the villains gallery that's being built up. I like the universe that's being built up.
Yeah.
Despite the villains all getting their ass kicked and killed by Geiger, but still, that's what I want.
Just face melted. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
We're killing a lot of our villains right off the bat.
Quote me on that. Jeff Johns, can you just imagine on the back cover? Taki 616, fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome. Let me ask y'all this, because we had this conversation for a bit in the back chat. I don't know if it's today or the other. I don't know. They all run together. Geiger Volume 2 or Geiger Volume 1? I can think it was today.
Oh, one.
Yeah, which for
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one do you guys prefer? I gotta say,
Junkyard
I
Joe?
really like Volume 2.
Junkyard Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
like,
why-
Yeah,
why-
Junkyard Joe's.
so
Junkyard
we
Joe's
I
better.
mean, they're not all going to be Kaya. They're not going to all be masterpieces.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but, I was going to say when we were talking about the Rockefellers, I was going to say it's Tomasi's revenge. And we talk about editorial stepping in and Jeff Johns is pissed. So it's going to be the whole Ghost Machine thing is going to be very interesting. And we're seeing the best of, we're seeing like DC's at one of its highest points in probably a decade. And now the Ghost Machine here. So we're going to see these two duel it out. And it's going to be very interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's been interesting for me because I didn't read Geiger Volume 1 when it was coming out. In fact, I'm working through it right now. I'm on the last issue of Volume 1, but I've been reading it this week. And it's really good. I anticipated it being really good because I've enjoyed the hell out of Volume 2. But what I didn't expect is so many seeds were planted for the Ghost Machine universe within that series that I had no idea was coming down the pipeline.
And we had no idea either. We didn't know back then
Yeah.
that this was going to be a thing.
Like there are panels where they talk about, heroes in the Civil War, and it calls out the Immortal, which clearly refers to Redcoat, but this was years prior to that, and obviously like it talks about the unnamed war, but you get more of those details. Really cool world building that's taking place in this book. But again, for me, it's all about Volume 2, and the reason it's about Volume 2 is because that freaking sidekick dude, he just he does it for me, man. Like the turn that he makes in becoming the hero and really stepping up and saving Geiger's ass a couple times, really awesome.
Yeah, dude. For me, it was the back-to-back. I don't know, it was back-to-back or the electrician fight issue, and then the zoo issue with Barney. We're man, those were two. Yeah. I don't know if it's back-to-back or close together issues that were fantastic. But I gotta agree with, Fable said Junkyard is definitely his favorite. Nick, how do you feel? Volume 2? I know you said Volume 1's your deal. Go ahead.
Yeah, Volume 1, because I think like I mentioned just a minute ago, we didn't know what we were going to get in 2024 with Ghost Machine, or 23-24 with Ghost Machine. So reading Geiger, it was a standalone one and done kind of a thing, and we didn't know what we were going to get. And I liked the whole mystery of his family too in that volume, because they go over his origin a little bit. He's the glowing man and he's the menace, right? And there's all these weird eccentric characters in Las Vegas that hate him, and they have a kingdom over there, and they kind of stay away, but it's a dangerous world, and whatever, they cross paths eventually. But the build up and the anticipation of him finding out how his family is, like that, I think that sold it, right? I don't think we've had an emotional part like that in Volume 2 yet. And I don't know if you can do that, but I just really, really liked the revelation about his family. I liked how Junkyard Joe was brought into it. And then we got the Junkyard Joe series right after that too, which kind of like blew that world out a little bit more. And now they're crossing over again here in the next issue or so. So yeah, I think it was all the revelations in the out of the first look at Geiger in the first volume that really kind of sold it for me. I love volume 2, but it's playing on everything that I liked about volume 1. So, you know, if volume 2 was the first volume, I don't think it would have hit as hard.
Fair enough. Yeah. Absolutely. The bit with his family and like the whole mystery about what happened to them was crazy. I feel like you're hard pressed to find besides like, you know, Skybound and all of them, like anybody who's had quite the year as Ghost Machine has, man. Like from Rook to Hyde Street to the Hornsby and Halo I've enjoyed to what am I missing? Junkyard Joe is like one of those all-time books, man. And I think, you know, what that book does for veterans and the way they've attached to it and the message of PTSD, I think is so crucial and so beautiful. And it's just that's the problem I kind of have with, we were talking about Creature Commandos. You have that GI Robot character in that show who's just like the exact opposite. He's just some Nazi killing ignoramus, man. But I thought that the depth they brought to that robot was so crazy and so beautiful. But
we'll see in 10 years though how this Ghost Machine universe holds out, right? Like is Geiger going to be in 10 years? Is Geiger going to be running around with Simon? You know what I mean? With Redcoat?
Yeah.
And is Junkyard Joe going to be a villain or so? You know what I mean? Like, where are they going to go with this?
What was his name? The guy that Vin Diesel played from
Riddick.
What's the name of that publisher?
Oh, Bloodshot.
Yeah,
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hopefully not.
He's supposed to have a deal for this, right? Or at least like Geiger, didn't he have some type of production deal? Or I thought that something like that.
I mean, they all did at one point, I think. Yeah.
Everything will be optioned and some
nothing
will be made.
Yeah, absolutely.
And most of it won't be made well, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, dude, that's the truth. Choco said I love the first Geiger, but this new series, I read the first one, did not dig it as much.
Oh, interesting.
I get it. But give it a shot now, because I think what issue? So this is issue 9. So there's a volume 2 trade out there. Choco.
Yeah.
Give it a go to your library.
Just
and
like
read. Yeah.
I get that, but yeah, I definitely recommend to anybody out there because any of these Ghost Machine books from Rook to
and the thing with Geiger too is you got to remember the giant size. So there's volume 1, then there's giant size,
80 page. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I think the 80 page still covers things that we haven't really seen too much of, right? I got to go remember what it's about.
Yeah, even that Ghost Machine special, like Fable was saying, has some Easter eggs.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah. Check out the trade paperback. I'm sure definitely Junkyard Joe. I definitely recommend if you're.
I mean that goes
try something else in
Junkyard Joe
in that universe.
Yeah.
I think
my shop has like 4 copies of that trade sitting on the shelf. They had it like showcased, and I'm like, I can't believe this is sitting right here.
Well, that's because they're not selling it, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother night.
I know. We're working on it.
And that's the thing. We're all comparing great against great against great. So like there's no wrong answer here. Just read it all. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely. Before we get out of here, Derek was wondering if we have any thoughts on Standstill. I stopped reading that one at issue 1. Did y'all have any?
So it was enlightening to hear that this book was intended to be made in a landscape format, because it made so much more sense as to why the book looked the way that it did from the early issues on.
Right.
And I still enjoyed it at that point because it's Andrew Robinson. I think he has like really fantastic artwork. Once that art changed, dude, like at first it made sense because they started doing the time freezing stuff. So, and it was janky. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is an intentional change. And then we got an entire issue with that, with another artist. And I was just like, no, dude, like this isn't what I signed up for. And then the story kind of fell off a cliff to me, to be honest, where I was just like, I don't know if I really am invested in our protagonist or antagonist, because you were kind of following the antagonist. You didn't know it from the get-go, but he's kind of the bad guy, but he was the person that you were following for the most part. Yeah, it became a really rough ride for me very quickly.
Yeah, Nick,
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I have the last issue, the complete art shift. Just the first page, as soon as you open the cover, you're like, "What are we doing here? What's going?" It really kind of breaks your heart on the page turn. And the story itself was fine. I like the mystery of issue 1 because you didn't quite understand the rules of this universe. You didn't really know who the character was. Is he the good guy? Is he the bad guy? We learned I think at the end of issue 1, maybe 2, that we're dealing with the antagonist. And then I don't know, even the main heroes, they're just kind of, they're replicating technology because something was stolen, and we understand that the bad guy is really on a revenge mission, and you kind of align yourself with his motives in a way. Maybe not his execution, but at least his motives you align yourself with. And so now you're like, well, is he the good guy, but he's just twisted and like abusing this power, or are the other guys really the good guys because they want to stop him and they think he's dangerous? Like I couldn't figure out who to root for in this book, you know. And then after like 4 issues, nothing really was changing. It was just touching base with the bad guy as he's taking out all these people on his revenge mission. And then the art shift happens. You're like, okay, there's not really any movement here. I don't know where they're going. And even in issue 4, they kind of literally, the story went on a standstill. It was a standoff.
Yeah.
They're like face to face and talking to each other like, well, if you stay out of my way, I'll stay out of yours. And they're like, fair enough. And they both just walk away from each other. And you're like, why am I reading this book still?
Damn.
Yep.
It was enough of a kick in the teeth to kind of be like reevaluating your pull list, which is interesting because I thought we all liked issue 1.
Yeah.
And then like it just got
like
worse.
he was saying, I like the premise of a book reading or a book being written to kind of tailored for the artist, right? Specifically, like more so than is usual, right? And like really giving them the opportunity to kind of do their thing. So yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Derek said the first 3 issues were great, but as soon as the art shift happened, I felt lost and confused and haven't been enjoying it. I'll finish it up, but man, first 3 issues were awesome.
Yeah, I agree. It felt like a totally different book for issue 4. Damn. It just didn't work. Yeah.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. Got to keep those art shifts not jarring, people. Get the message already.
Oh yeah.
Just get somebody who can keep the aesthetic on track and consistent, and the fans will follow you. It's when you or either do that or make us wait like you did for Human Target or books like that. But I don't know, man. It's just and never pays off when you try to take shortcuts with the artwork and sub somebody in and get the job done quick. We always notice, and it always hurts the book.
Big time.
Well, Human Target, that was perfectly executed though.
That was amazing.
Yes, it
so
was
good.
because it was like volume. It was like volume 1 of the story, volume 2. You know what I mean? Like it was nice two groupings, and very 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 great job. Great job with that release schedule. Yeah, I don't know. Any other books y'all want to talk about before we get out of here? I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm joking.
Go ahead, bro.
Favorite was just talking about the Energon universe just earlier.
Yeah, man.
Talking about he's a Transformer fan. He's Robbie ain't the only Energon, show. I'm also one of them too, man. I enjoy this book right here. The Void Rivals with the hot rod in it. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I had to bring that up, because I'm enjoying the whole Energon stuff. The only one that I still got to read is G.I. Joe 2 because I don't have it in my hands right now. I'm waiting for it. But I just love how they connected the first G.I. Joe with stuff that's happened in this book with the whole Cybertron is in the ocean or something like that. They put that in G.I. Joe book, where that was pretty cool. And then with this issue, I Robert Kirkman is one of my favorite writers. Like, I love Robert Kirkman and all this Walking Dead and all that stuff. But I like in this issue you saw Hot Rod meet up with Springer and stuff like that, and then you finally the 2 characters confront their fathers because they have that whole thing with the 2 generations, and they can never coexist because of whatever reason. We're still trying to find out what that reason is. But I'm enjoying the heck out of this whole universe, man. It's so damn good. I just thought I had to give them some props right here. Great Transformers, of course. Danny Warren Johnson Transformers, like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful. And all the G.I. Joe stuff is great. So I just wanted to say that before we leave. I know we're running into it, but there's a lot of books to talk about. 2 weeks worth, right?
No kidding.
That's so many. But no, I love Void, and I love what they did with that one. I love what's her name? Lila's journey, kind of like free falling with the, and I love the handroid. Like,
Yeah, it's the best part.
I love the conversation she has with him, and then like the Springer and Hot Rod meeting each other, and yeah, man, just the way it's all coming together in the background of that book, and also all the epicness we have going on in Transformers, like you said, like the only one I'm not in touch with and still read, and what I think is a book that was pretty solid that didn't get talked about that much is Duke, man. Duke was pretty good. I don't know if y'all
excellent.
Yeah.
It happened
Duke
early in the
was
year. That's why. It was one of the first. It was pretty much one of the first.
Yeah,
ones
for
to
sure.
really
I think
help it go. So
And I think it got overshadowed by Cobra Commander.
Yeah,
Cobra is so good though.
It is. Cobra was the truth. The only one I haven't read is Scarlet, but I need to get.
that's my favorite one out of the
You can skip
There
it.
you go.
Oh, dude,
it's Kelly Thompson.
Herb, me and you, dude, we're like the only guys talking about Scarlet in a positive way. No.
No, I won't go that far.
With Storm Shadow in there and everything, and all that happened in the end there. Yeah.
Fun. That was a fun series.
So when I was like reading, like I read like issue 1, and then I didn't read it, and then I like read issue 3, and then I read issue 5, and then I read them all together. It was better when you read them all together.
I enjoyed it more than Destro. I think Destro was the weakest one out of all three. Out of all the 3 or 4
Really?
of the small series. Yeah.
Wow.
I liked it, but I thought it was the weakest one. I like Dan Waters. Don't get me wrong. Don't get at me, Robbie. I like Dan Waters, but
no, stand on your shit, Herm. That's all right.
No, but that's kind of the cool thing that Energon is doing right now. It's giving you different flavors for different people, right?
Yeah.
Like all these different books are giving you a little bit something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like
they're all connected,
delivering.
Yeah, they're all connected, and they all make sense.
And we're gonna see him back again. I mean, I haven't read second G.I. Joe, so I don't know what's in there. I just know from the first G.I. Joe, you got Cover Girl instead of Scarlet. So that was pretty good because Cover Girl was always like the clone of Scarlet. That's what it looked like if you look at the old cartoons. But and then towards the end of the G.I. Joe, I mean, I'm flipping through books, but the end of the first issue, like you saw that character. I'm not saying he's the main character, but he's one of the good supporting characters. And I don't know what happens in the second issue, but he looked like he got shot down. I'm like, oh no! You know what I'm saying? I'll say it right now, rock and roll. Rock and roll. I was like, rock and roll, no! You know what I'm saying? I literally jumped when I saw it, when I was reading it. Like when you have books that could do that to you.
Man. It's special.
They're all good, bro.
I think my issue with Scarlet though is like I don't see the impact in the overall landscape with Scarlet. So maybe somebody can educate me, but like I'm reading Cobra and I'm like, oh, this is the rise of Cobra. Got it. I'm reading Destro. Oh, this is how he becomes the main weapons manufacturer and becomes the ally with Cobra. Got it. I'm reading Duke. Oh, he's setting up the entire team. Now we have our G.I. Joes. Now we're going to be going off. I'm reading Transformers and obviously, right? But I read Scarlet and I'm like, oh, she misses her roommate and she's infiltrating this base to get her back. Oh, she doesn't want to be back. Oh, she's a double agent. And I'm like, okay. And then it ends and I'm like, all right, how does this fit in the G.I. Joe? How does this fit in the Duke? How does this fit in the
She's a very popular character at that time.
Okay. So how does it fit in the universe? That's my question.
They'll give it time, man.
I know the answer is give it time.
Well,
I get it.
On top of that, you're dealing with so that base that she's infiltrating is the base of the Ninja Clan that trained both Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Like that's the interconnectivity.
Where the hell is he?
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to them yet. So I guess
we've gotten Storm Shadow. He was like one of the main players in that series. We haven't gotten Snake Eyes yet, and Snake Eyes and Scarlet. That's what you need. That's what they're sowing the seeds for.
Yeah,
right. So it's going to pay off later.
You also see also see the symbol of their clan in that issue.
Exactly.
I mean, and I keep forgetting that you probably don't know the whole history of it. So you probably,
no, I don't. I've said it before. I'm the guy at the party just laughing at people's inside jokes, and I'm just like, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. The other one,
the same way though.
The other books are so cut and dry, straight and forward. Like this is the evolution of the character, and now they're in the big stage right now. And Scarlet's kind of sitting over there in the corner, like, oh, it doesn't make sense yet. But as we mature G.I. Joe, those things will be pulled into it and make sense. Yeah. I get that. That's why Scarlet's the weakest for me because it doesn't.
You can tell Kelly Thompson's a fan of her because like a lot of stuff that she mentions in there is old school stuff.
Sure.
And that's probably why it went through your head. You know what I'm saying? But like you were saying earlier, it's coming. The Snake Eyes is the most popular character of G.I. Joe.
Sure.
And him with Scarlet's a big thing. So
Yeah.
And then you threw in Jinx, and Jinx is part of the G.I. Joe the movie. That's the one that Duke's supposed to die, but he didn't because the whole thing that happened with Transformers.
Right.
So he just got hurt, in coma, but he woke up from it. So that whole series is where Jinx comes from. So she was very popular when that movie came out too. So the fact that you saw Scarlet and Jinx, hang out and stuff like that, and the whole situation between both of them, that was pretty cool for us old school G.I. Joe fans. Of course. But yeah, I can understand how you feel the way you feel, but that's a build up to something in the future, which I can't wait. Like when they finally bring in Snake Eyes, the whole situation. So can't wait.
Herm, what's the book that made you fall in love with Kelly Thompson as a writer? Because you seem to be a big fan of like anything she does. Is there one that like stood out?
I like her Hawkeye. I think her Hawkeye series was so like good. The first one that I read, which I want to reread. And then, obviously the Black Widow series that she did, that was a little bit after the Hawkeye one, but
that was excellent.
With Casa Grande with her and them too. And man, there's more. I just can't get it in my head right now. But those are the two series that I think about with Kelly Thompson. But like I like a lot of people didn't enjoy it because they don't like Deadpool as much, but her Deadpool one was fun. And Jeff the Land Shark. Who doesn't love Jeff the Land Shark? Man? Right. Captain Marvel, you see, she had to get the artist to draw a plush doll for Captain Marvel in her room of Jeff the Land Shark because her Captain Marvel run was phenomenal too. So I know I gravitated towards her. I think she also written Gem and the Holograms. I think it was the one that she did. I love her writing. I gravitate towards her so much. So the fact that she's doing DC too now and all that, I was like, I freaking love it. Man.
You got to check it out, Herm. That Wonder Woman book is special.
Oh no, I love it. Yeah. I love her Wonder Woman book. I got it right here, man. I thought we were going to talk about it, but it's right there. You know what I'm
saying? We talked about it extensively on Monthly Comic Review, man. I love that book. I understood. Yeah. That's the only reason I kind of like went light on it, but yeah, man.
I don't know about her losing her arm and stuff like that. I was like, oh, really?
You didn't like that? I mean, I kind of liked it as a sacrifice. It kind of worked for me.
Right.
No?
He's just trying to be Kaya. That's all.
Taki came on. I love Taki came on the show tonight. He's like, "How many times can I say Kaya in one show?"
Take a shot.
Never enough.
Never enough. Her Black Cloak was good. I like Volume 1. I haven't given Volume 2 a shot yet, but Volume 1 was all right. It was good.
Yeah. I definitely recommend her Hawkeye run with Leonardo Romero. That's the team on this Birds of Prey book, or at least it was. Yeah, that one's phenomenal.
You could skip the call though.
Yeah, unfortunately. Dude, I had such high hopes for that one because
me too.
Mattea is such an incredible artist, but yeah.
I mean, I think she's the only person at Marvel that's been able to write Jessica Jones as successfully as Brian Michael Bendis
that's the one I forgot.
Yeah, she did a really great Jessica Jones, a couple series actually.
She was on for a while, I thought too, right?
Yeah, Fable brought up her Captain Marvel series is super. Yeah, that's like. Yeah,
Jessica Jones, she just took what Bendis did and just extended it. You know what I'm saying? She was able to get in there and just extended it with all her relationships with all the other stars and stuff. I'm sorry, Taki, you can go.
No, I mean Captain Marvel was the one book I kept dropping in, and all of a sudden I was reading it again.
Oh yeah, I've
heard it wasn't. I wasn't dropping it because it was bad. It was just like capacity.
Yeah,
right. I didn't resonate with. Yeah, I was more there for Jessica Drew than Captain Marvel. I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan, but then again, I mean, some of it was a spec, and she played that game well. I'm surprised she hasn't done it more with Birds of Prey. Maybe she's tried and DC just failed in marketing the new characters that she developed. So, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just love her imagination and the passion she's got for these characters.
Yeah,
man,
for sure.
Her series, I freaking love Jeff the Land, man. I love it.
Yeah. Fable says Duke was good, but Cobra Commander was awesome. Hell yeah, bro.
Cobra Commander is the Junkyard Joe of the.
I agree. I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
G.I. Joe, at least. I don't want to speak about Transformers because I haven't read too much of it. So
that's so good. That's the
excellent.
I don't know what the comparison is for that one.
Yeah, I think I think the Scarlet stuff is going to pay off big time, because right now it's overhanded Cobra, and they kicked G.I. Joe's ass in the first issue. So, and it's all about espionage. So I have a feeling that somebody that is down with the Cobra team is really our boy Snake Eyes, but we'll see.
Hell yeah.
Think so? That'll be interesting, because Storm Shadow, like, he's not even a good or bad. He's like himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he don't care.
That's how he was in the comics. I mean, in the Larry Hama run too.
Yeah.
Table says he's a sucker for the Cobra Law stuff. Me too, bro. All that was so cool. I love the art behind all that. And
Panthera, whatever her name is, when she was in the couple of issues before this one.
Yep.
And so her whole cover, and she was in there, and he was the whole thing. Oh man, that was great.
Yeah. Simpleton, Kai is the great. Oh, there it is. Kai is the greatest. Absolutely, brother. Yeah, I've really enjoyed her work on Powerpuff Girls.
It was so good. You felt like you were watching the show while you were reading it when she was writing them.
Yeah, so, Chris. So G.I. Joe is being published all under Skybound Entertainment, which is a imprint under Image Comics, and they have they're kind of weaving this whole world together with G.I. Joe, Cobra Commander, Destro, Scarlet, like we were talking about. They have titles for all these books. They have a new G.I. Joe book and the classic G.I. Joe book that Larry Hama's writing. And then they have Transformers, which is their big flagship title, written by Daniel Warren Johnson with art by him originally, and then Jorge Corona, Jason Howard, and others, and Void Rivals. But yeah, they're building this whole universe, combining Transformers and G.I. Joe together. It's pretty incredible, man. Been one of the best comic book initiatives of 2023, 2024. So definitely recommend you check that out. If you have, like we were saying, if you have any type of fandom for these properties or characters when you were growing up, but even if you don't, check it out, man. I don't. Nick is not that familiar with that stuff, but we still love it, and it's just great comic books. So highly recommend checking all those titles from Skybound.
Excellent, man. Excellent.
Yeah, man.
And like you mentioned, I'll put an emphasis on the G.I. Joe Real American Hero. If you're a legacy G.I. Joe reader, Larry Hama stuff, Real American Hero is still going on, and it's up to like issue 300 and 312 or something like crazy like that. So if you're in the Real American Hero, that's it's legacy G.I. Joe, right? And this is like the new wave of stuff.
Yeah, and that book gets a lot of praises as well, right, Talk? People love that.
I like it. Yeah.
I mean, Larry Hama's a very competent writer.
Yeah.
So absolutely. I mean, the continuity wise, I mean, you're talking about a book that's been going on for 30 years allegedly. So I think there was some breaks. I don't think that 300 is from the original Marvel run.
I can't.
No, it's whatever Marvel did. They have 3 compendiums. I'm waiting for. I actually got the whole set. I'm waiting for it. It has the Marvel stuff, and it continues on through, I think, Image. Forgot the
IDW.
And Top Cow, something like that. Whatever that group. Yeah. So it whatever publisher was publishing it, he just continue on. And I got a bunch of those. I remember doing a video with the 50 cent bins. If you remember back then, I have a whole bunch of those. So now I'm like thinking in my head, whatever I do with my current collection, I'm thinking of downsizing. I might try to get that whole collection put together, at least that, you know what I mean? Because I have a lot of them. So that Hammer stuff is really good, man.
Yeah, I just finished a Marvel, and that's unfortunate that Skybound's putting it all out now. But I'll get it digitally for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you have it all physically? Do you have them all physically?
Yeah, I have all the Marvel physically.
That is awesome.
So
nice.
Yeah, I love Larry Hama. Wolverine as a kid. So many great, such a writer had a huge impression.
We met him at Heroes, especially.
Yeah, such a nice guy. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Energon Universe is freaking awesome. All right, anything else, fellas, before we wrap it up? Any other books we want to bring up?
I don't want to bring up any more. We'll be here a lot longer.
I'll shout out Savage Sword. I don't know if we talked about it during the but that was a great book too.
That was a great book, dude. Yeah, Jason
wrapping up that Jason Aaron run. That 2-issue.
I love that Isherwood artwork, and
Mhm.
I love the smell of that fucking book so much.
So yeah, shout out to that team.
Yeah, absolutely, great book. All right, let's get to the promos, man. Herm, we're back this week, baby.
Yes.
Talk to me.
Yes.
Let's go.
So finally, back in the new year, new year, same awesome show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about new year, new me. Not new year, same awesome show. The Big Herm Show with prime time as we finally tried to finish off the Zeb Wells run, which we were supposed to already, but things happened, you know what I mean? But we're back, issue 57, 58, as you see there, towards the end of the Tombstone run arc that I talked about earlier with Zeb Wells. This Sunday, 12 p.m. on the Big Herm Collectibles channel. We finally get to do those two, and hopefully we start doing the next. And then the two after that is actually going to be 59, and then we're going to do the Ultimate Spider-Man 4, because that's where we were up to. And then the week after that, we're doing the final issue of the Zeb Wells one. So, these two issues that are coming up, I enjoyed a lot. I didn't enjoy the last issue of Zeb Wells too much, so hang on for that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I'm doing right now until the Blame Fable show comes back on Friday nights. But yeah, we're back, and I can't wait. 12 p.m. East Sundays. Hope you guys can be on there. Check me out, or not on the rewind. You guys know I don't care. I mean, I appreciate it. Being on here, and thank you for putting me on here, man. I enjoy doing this with you guys, and I hope
thank you for coming through.
Enough.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for coming through and sharing your love of these books, man. That's all I was trying to do tonight, and I appreciate you making the time for us, man. It's always you have such great energy and such a great person, dude. I say this all the time. It's a joy to have you around, so you're always welcome. I'm so glad to see you back out this Sunday with your boy, doing the Lord's work, as I will always call it, until this book turns around. So thank you, man, and it's great to see you back.
It looks like with the new team that's coming, you know what I mean? People, oh boy.
We'll see.
We got Pepe Larraz in there, so I love my man Pepe Larraz. At least I have him, and Ed McGuinness is gonna do a few, because Ed McGuinness, I think he flourished in this series, and whenever he's in there, I freaking love him. So, and J.R. Gerard will be back too. But I know Nick loves J.R. Gerard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Speaking of Nick, tell us what you got coming up, bro.
Had the January look ahead just the other day. So Eric joined me for that one. We talked about all the books coming out in January, so it's still relevant, so you can still check that one out. It's a pretty cool discussion we go through every single week, talking about what we like, what we don't like, and the chat's throwing in their picks as well. So that's a really great resource, trying to keep that up. So I appreciate that. Eric, thanks for coming in. Herm, thanks for coming in. Legacy, I know Talk's been in there. I know Stu, you've been in there as well. So I appreciate you guys hopping in and talking about some comics. But other than that, this week we had the Cadets New Comics of the Week. So we had our release video. Of course, there's diamond delays. It was a short week anyway, so there's not a whole lot of stuff out. Mostly DC, a couple of indie books. But if you're local and you wanted to see what's at Cadets, if you're shopping around, or it's relevant for everybody, I suppose. But you can see what's coming out this past week. And then I got Nick at Night coming out later on this week, Saturday night. Still reading some of my books, whatever I can get my hands on. It's going to be a short week, but it's going to be nice. Get energized, and hopefully it'll be a little bit better for comics in the coming weeks as we roll into the new year.
When are the diamond delays supposed to cease? And is that going to?
Well, we're just screwed by. No, I mean, no.
Like,
I mean,
is there any end in sight? Though?
No, because Diamond usually delivers like Monday or Tuesday, and you have to pay for like early delivery to get even that, and that's still really crappy. But like we were plagued by the fact that we had back-to-back holidays on Wednesday, and they're just bad normally. So like when you have two holidays back to back, it's really going to screw stuff up. Yeah. So just wait for the shipping delays due to weather. That's going to be coming in the next month. So
that's true. Yeah, never mind.
So we come out of the holidays and we go into this winter up months. And next week in the Southeast, it's going to get the high is like 33 for the next 6 days. So
yeah.
I'm
telling you guys, Saturday is the new Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
I predict the future.
But yeah,
it's the manpower, man. It's their manpower. That's what it is, man. They don't have the manpower. That's why they're so delayed all the time. They don't want to pay these people. Come on, man. Come on, Diamond, pay these people.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for me. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man.
Thanks for coming
Thanks
on.
for coming on and spending time with us, dude. E, go ahead, bro. What you got coming up?
Yeah, well, like Nick was alluding to, yeah, a light week, but a worthwhile week. So check out my thoughts on all of this week's comics coming up this upcoming Monday, and check out the replay on the previous video that I did here for last Monday as well, where go over much more of the books here. But then after that, I had my year in review where it was didn't really have a top 20 or top 50 or any kind of like look at it like that. I kind of took it categorically and looked at all the books that came out through the year and throughout what I thought was the best of the year for 2024. So go check that out.
Oh
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Both of y'all did great year in review videos. So check out both E's and Nick's. I got Nosferatu coming up with my boy Verno and Link this tomorrow night. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern. I can't wait to review this. Robert Eggers, one of my favorite directors. Been looking forward to this movie. Can't wait to talk about it with the fellas. And then the week after that, we'll be doing a triple feature.
Wow.
The Bela Lugosi vampire, what is it? Horror of Dracula and the old school Nosferatu. Yeah. Vern's going crazy for Fang Fest this year, so y'all check us out all January long. Going to be a great vampire themed time. So yeah, if you're looking for some vampire themed horror reviews, check us out over at Blood Splatter Chatter every Thursday night. And he also has shows with Link every Sunday. So check him out. And then Blaine Fable will be back later in the month.
Yep.
For
It'll be a special show.
Yeah, Comics Curing Cancer show. Do y'all have a date? What's the date for that?
It's the 31st. So we'll start putting some promos out for it here shortly. I got to get with the guys in the back chat and organize some stuff, but it's gonna be a great show. So
yeah,
we're hoping for a lot of people to show up and help participate and help spread the word. So we'll organize that here in the next week or so and start spreading the word. So be on the lookout for that for sure.
Yeah, well, I'll be pushing that out there. But other than that, I just want to thank you guys all for coming through and spending time with me tonight. Really means a lot. I hope everybody had a great holiday. Really a nice end cap to Christmas and New Year's, spending it with y'all, talking about the comics we love. The chat was bumping tonight, man. So many great people. So many people I haven't seen before, or at least on a regular basis. Chocos, dude, it was so great having you in here talking about your love for G.I. Joe, Transformers, all that good stuff.
Silverhawk, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
Silverhawk is going to be awesome.
Fable, Verno, James, Brother Joe, who am I missing? Derek Steltner, thank you for coming through. Chris Hart, appreciate you coming through, bro. Bobby, Simpleton, Link, Verno, Simeon, so many great people. Thank y'all all for coming through and making time for us. Eric, Eric's here. Yeah.
No, I said Derek.
Oh,
Derek.
Oh, Derek.
Hey, but I'm also here though.
Dude, thanks for coming through, man.
Here. We weren't expecting you to be here.
Yeah, Derek and Chris are our new favorites.
Yeah.
So you guys got to step it up and be as cool as they are.
Appreciate it. Yep. I'm the coolest one. Stu is always the most informative and well spoken, as you can see tonight. So
that's why we call him Stu Pock.
But yeah, thank y'all all for coming through. I hope y'all had a good time and a great holiday. We will see y'all next Wednesday. We're going to do our best of 2024 recap, talk about all the books we loved.
Oh yeah.
I don't have my outro video set up, so this is going to be interesting. We're just going to end the stream awkwardly.
Hard cut.